Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with Screenwriter's Rant, and we're taking a look at Breach, an official new trailer, a Bruce Willis movie, an alien sci-fi movie. What is it? It's aliens. It's pretty much aliens. It's always aliens. Only the premise is a little bit different, although pretty derivative. You can see the spaceship here. Bruce Willis is on a spaceship with a bunch of other people, and they're going to New Earth. They've abandoned old Earth. I guess it's all polluted. And they are headed off to the New Earth. They're the last ship. And, they got all these people, and they're just spending time partying and having fun. And everything seems to be fine until after the logo. We get a little more information. You can see these guys are just drinking and having fun before they go into a suspended animation chamber. And then, as they're out there, this woman meets up with this guy, and he's infected. He's infected by the creature that's inside his body, dissolving it from the inside out. And then we get to see a lot of this corridor in the movie, I think. And there's the black goo that's inside the people. And you see there's a couple of scenes, if I can find it. This guy's in it. I've seen him before. And of course, they got futuristic guns, and then there's action, and they have to fight. And they're fighting because people get infected. And they not only have to fight for their own survival against the alien, but they can't let the alien get to New Earth, or else, it'll be unstoppable. So you've got tons of people, and they're all getting infected, and so it's a little bit of like The Thing, too. They got to use fire to kill it, but it's not that they're changing shape. They're just being like infected from the inside out. Thomas Jane is in it too, and this is one of the creatures after it got out or something. Not exactly sure how it grows to that size, but whatever. Breach is the name of the movie. I don't know if there'll be movie theaters to go see this. Let's see. Written by Edward Drake and Corey Large. Corey Large is one of the producers. Directed by John Suits. Don't know any of those names, but it's a Saban film. I've heard of Saban films. They've made a lot of films. Starring Cody Kearsley, Bruce Willis, Raquel Nichols, Cassandra Clemente, Johnny Messner, Corey Large. Oh, he's also in it too. Jeez, he's written it. He's co-written it. He's produced it, and he's in it. Callum Mulvey, Timothy V. Murphy, Johan Erb, Angela Plagman, and Ralph Moeller, with Thomas Jane, which means he's probably one of the characters that like died early on, or they get a message from him, or he was in the ship where everybody died, and they find some message. That's the if it's with Thomas Jane, then he's not a star. He's just kind of, so it's bigger than a cameo, but smaller than a regular part, right? So, it looks pretty standard. Bruce Willis looks like he's back in form. He's I can't play you the trailer because YouTube keeps flagging me, but he's saying puns. He's got the flamethrower. Who wants barbecue? That stuff like that. Classic 80s Bruce. He actually seemed to be happy in the trailer. I've noticed that Bruce Willis for a few years he just looked miserable in movies. He just looked like he wasn't having a good time. In this one, he kind of looked like he was having fun. Probably because he's the star, I guess, and doing action again. I mean, he should be the star. Why not? So what if he's older? It doesn't matter. Can't tell how old he is. He's all bald. Hard to tell. He's older, but I say let her be the lead. Who cares if he's older? Everybody likes Bruce Willis in a lead action movie. It'll be even cooler if he is the lead if he's older, because that'll just mean his John McCain like character has even more odds stacked against him. But you know, the sci-fi elements in this are very derivative, from what I've seen of it. You know, because you got the alien, and oh, it's inside people, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like zombies, but kind of like aliens too. Sorry, sleepy. Need some more iced tea. It's all shot inside a sound stage, you know, so it's, I guess they're trying to save money, but it all kind of looks the same. Not really seeing anything super daring in it, but you know, Bruce Willis is fun. Would I see this movie? Yeah, I'd probably turn it on. I'd watch it on a Netflix. I'd watch it streaming. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't pay top dollar for it unless I knew it was good, unless somebody saw it and reviewed the whole thing and said, "Oh, you got to see this. It's got many surprises." Because I think it would just be very by the books, you know. First act, everybody's getting on the ship, and they tell you why they're leaving Earth, and you know, all that good stuff. And then the end of the first act, something happens, and the alien gets on the ship for some reason. You know, a breach, probably, I don't know, an alien egg or something lands on the ship and somehow gets inside or whatever. Or maybe one of the guys outside, you know, he's outside the ship repairing something, and it gets a little tear in his, I don't know, in his pressure suit or something takes a little ride on his suit, and then he gets inside and he gets infected, whatever. So then Act 2 is about the infection spreading and the characters discovering the infection. And that's usually the most interesting part, because a bunch of characters quickly die. So the pacing is pretty up. And then you're wondering, you know, how long it's going to take for them to figure it out. And then, you know, will they be able to fight this terrible menace, whatever it is? And then the third act is basically them fighting the alien and trying to get it off the ship, and either winning, or, you know, if it ends on a real downer, it's everybody's killed in the ship, or they think they kill the alien, but, you know, the last survivor makes it back, and then it turns out she's infected. Like, they open the door to the ship, and, you know, the new people in New Earth greet them and go, "Well, how was your trip?" And like the one survivor just goes, "Ah!" I mean, that would be a cool ending. It'd be a dark ending, but you know, we've seen all this before. So that would be my only criticism of this. It's just so derivative. I'd probably be bored with it. I'd probably sit through part of it, and if Bruce Willis wasn't zinging the one-liners left and right, I'd probably just go, I don't really care. I'm going to go play video games. But the name of the movie is Breach. Glad to see Bruce is back.